kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome everybody into the Racers Elite Truck Series. Tonight we are under the lights in Las Vegas looking to crown Season 2 champion. Even though it's pretty much in the bag, we'll have to see if Austin Smith can capitalize and get his second race series championship here. Last week we were at Atlanta Motor Speedway, saw Marshall Harris and David Amy battling it out towards the end. Austin John Smith came back to get P3, but tonight it's all about who's going to bring home some hardware here. So as they get ready to get qualifying, let's just take a quick look at the points and we'll bring in my broadcast partner. How is it going, Alan?
It is going great. I'm excited for the chase here. Austin, like you said earlier in the open, you know, Austin Smith has this one pretty much wrapped up for the year. And so therefore, you know, we're excited to see what could happen here as we pretty much know that Austin won the war, but who's going to win the battle?
Yeah, Austin just basically had to show up here. He has a pretty handedly lead here in the point standing. Have an over 30-point lead right now. Right now we're looking at Michael Brooks and that number 5 Chevy making his way around the track. First lap was a 30.69. Right now pole setter's Dennis Kane, though, with a 30.61. Got Ben Johnson out there starting his pace lap. We'll jump back to Joshua Neal. Josh was actually the fastest one in practice. He definitely put in the work. We're going to see what happens here with this Midwest Motorsports team. As first time by is a 30.74.
Maybe.
See what the second lap will be for him. As looks like Michael Smith came up there with the 30.74 as well. No, a little bit slower that time. Let's see. We got John Shanebackler out there. Austin Smith. Austin Smith making his way through the start-finish line there. 30.96. Fastest car on the track, though, is the number 3 Chevy of Gordon Spain. Gordon Spain has been running lights out lately. Sitting on the cusp of victories a few times. We'll see what he can do with that number 3 Chevy. First time by for Austin Smith was a 30.96. We'll see if he can go any faster this second time by as he's coming through the start-finish line. Uh, 30.66, good enough for 5th. Sean Merriman out on track now. One thing, I was talking to some of these guys earlier, and it seems like this track is pretty much wide open for the trucks. Not a whole lot of braking or throttle control, really. Maybe a little bit towards like the middle of the corner, but they seem to be basically staying full throttle all the way around the track.
Yeah, and you kind of want to be full throttle as you go around the racetrack. But nonetheless, these guys are, the guys that didn't make the chase, they're getting amped up for next season.
Yeah, these guys put on a heck of a show on Sunday. If you guys are bored or want to go see a race that had very few cautions and a lot of good racing on track, go ahead and flip back through the Racers Elite Series to their full-length Daytona 500 they ran on Sunday.
Yeah, that one was a barn burn.
A lot better finish than we saw in the Cup race on Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
Corey Kroll, first time by, is a 31.02. I know he has more speed in that truck. We'll see if he's going to be able to show it here on this second lap. And he does. He goes top of the board, 30.60. Jeremy Carter sporting a new paint scheme out there with that number 26 Ford. First time by was a 30.82. We'll see if he can go any faster this time by. Dives it down deep. And 30.78. So didn't improve much on the pylon, but did improve a little bit on time. Alex Teff, first time by, is a 31.29. Brandon Sanfilippo up there with the 31.17. Like we just have 3 cars out on track right now. And Filippo goes up to P2 with 30.61. So the top 5 are separated by basically nothing. We got 30.60, and fifth place is 30.62.
Thin air. That's what they're separated by. Thin air, my friend. Thin air.
Alex Teff did not get the run he wanted as he pulls it into pit lane. Brandon Puffenbarger sitting here on the start-finish line. If he's going to try and make a qualifying run, and he will not.
I don't think he's going to.
No. Spent a lot of time there on pit lane, but we'll see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, checking in the YouTube chat, Joshua Neal says, "Let's go Midwest Motorsports," and Frostline Brace says, "Can't wait. It's always exciting." Well, we're glad you're having fun on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, getting ready to release these guys after they basically they finished their qualifying runs here. Puffenbarger's only driver that didn't elect to make a qualifying bid. We'll see if he stays in the truck or if he had something happen to him here.
It's hard to say,
but it looks like everybody's pretty well, pretty well together here. We got, Corey Kroll on the pole with a 30.60 and clear back to 14th with John Shanebackler with a 30.71. So not much time separating the top 14 drivers. I mean, it is Las Vegas. It is anybody's race here, as they say. So it is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Track temp is not too bad. Cooled off pretty good for it being Vegas.
For sure.
66 and 66. So they get set to jump in their cars. We'll go on down to the grid here. We got Corey Kroll on the front row, starting pole position. Just to his outside is Brandon Sanfilippo. Know we got a few in the chat cheering for him. Gordon Spain in the Oreo number 3 Chevy with Dennis Kane just to his outside. Flip on back to Philip Archibald and Kinsley Smith in row 3. Sean Merriman and Trevor Woodward make up row 4. Row 5 is our presumed champion Austin Smith, Braxton Barrett just to his outside, Michael Brooks and Ricky Rowland. Looks like Ricky's going to make his series debut here. Michael Smith and John Shanebackler in row 7. Row 8, Andrew Teft and Truth Hoke. Joshua Neal and Troy Thomas make up row 9. Row 10 is Jeremy Carter and Ben Johnson. Alex Teft, and starting at the tail is Brandon Puffenbarger. So there we go as they roll on down the road here.
Yeah, it's been a long season, so you got to wonder who's gonna win the battle, who's gonna win the war tonight. And, I think Austin Smith, all he had to do was sign in, and then he clinched it, if I'm correct. So I think it's gonna be a fun race tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a show as these guys are set to go full throttle here. Pace car's getting set to make that left-hand turn. And as always, we are set for 65% fuel, 4 tires in the pits. Pace car is off. Corey Kroll gets ready to set him go for 101 laps at Las Vegas. And we are down and away. Corey Kroll guarding that inside lane as Gordon Spain is all over that back bumper. Brandon Sanfilippo kind of hung out by himself a little bit. Has about a car length back to Dennis Kane as the front two slide up in front of him. Got Philip Archibald in the 99 machine just inside of Sanfilippo. Dennis Kane back behind him as they start to cut the front stretch there. First three are pretty much in a line. Brandon Sanfilippo still leading that outside lane as Sean Merriman slides up. Looks like Sanfilippo is kind of hung out there by himself, just rolling through. He's got Dennis Kane behind him, and it looks like Braxton Barrett, also the 28 machine, up there as well as Sanfilippo gets down in front of Trevor Woodward. Sean Merriman up high. Austin Smith just in front of Sanfilippo is making the pass on Merriman. Got Michael Smith, John Shane Backler, Joshua Neal, Andrew Teft back here as well. Puffenbarger already up 3 spots as he's working the inside here of Troy Thomas. Has Truth Hope just in front of him. Corey Carl jumped up to the high side in front of teammate Austin Smith. Gordon Spain taking the lead though, with Philip Archibald behind him. We'll see if Archibald's going to stay with him as they're running just a little bit different line. Sean Merriman behind Austin Smith as they come through 4, headed to the front stretch one more time here. Everybody back in the back's kind of scattered all over the place. You got Braxton Barrett, Joshua Neal, Shane Backler, and Michael Smith. All 4 of those trucks went every which way as the 22 machine, the 27 machine there of Ricky Rowland, it's kind of in the middle of the field there. Back up front though, Corey Kroll and Gordon Spain side by side with Philip Archibald and Austin Smith also side by side. Got Brandon Sanfilippo making his way down on the bottom lane. First 3 rows are 2 by 2 by 2, and then they're fanned out towards the back. Braxton Barrett, Brandon Puffenbarger, Truth Hoke, Joshua Neal all over the place there. Joshua Neal just to the inside of Michael Smith. Michael Smith has Braxton Barrett all over his rear bumper as well. Kind of have the inside line working pretty good there. Looks like Andrew Teft is having a little bit of issues as he is faded back through the field. Like Alex as well. Not sure what's going on with the 3 in the back, but they are starting to lose touch with the field at the moment. Troy Thomas is about 4 or 5 cars back from the rest of the pack as well. These guys are almost going 3 and 4 wide up front. Gordon Spain, Corey Kroll, Philip Archibald, Austin Smith, Sean Merriman, Brandon Sanfilippo, and now Trevor Woodward is beginning to work his way up into the conglomerate that is the front 6 right now. Kinsley Smith as well. Dennis Kane trying to stay on to the rear bumper of Smith. Ten laps in and everybody's moving around just a little bit. Biggest movers of the race are Austin Smith and Joshua Neal. But the very biggest mover is the man who didn't put in a qualifying lap, as he's up 8 spots in that number 5 Toyota. Brandon Puffenbarger just to the outside of Truth Hoke, making that high line work. 3 wide just behind them. Braxton Barrett, Truth Hoke, and Michael Smith. Braxton Barrett stuck in the middle right now. Jeremy Carter trying to follow Truth down on that low line. Gordon Spain and Corey Kroll still side by side up here. Ding dong ditch, and who's going to win? As they are fanning out back towards the back. You see Jeremy Carter go from the bottom side to the high side, trying to get past Braxton Barrett, carry his speed down through turn number 4 here. Like he's still going to be stuck just to the outside of Braxton Barrett, as Barrett's able to clear and slide up. Now Kroll has taken the lead, slid in front of Gordon Spain. Midwest Motorsports leads the outside and inside lane, but Austin Smith is fading back just a little bit there. Looks like we got Kinsley Smith back here working the rear bumper of San Filippo, with Trevor Woodward just to his outside. Side by side they go. Side by side still is Kinsley Smith. See just how close they're getting on each other's bumpers there. On board with Trevor Woodward here. See these drivers making their way around the track. See the view from the 6 into the 27 machine there on the inside lane. Austin Smith was able to work down to the inside lane, get behind Corey Kroll. Gordon Spain jumped to the high side. He does not want to give up this battle for the lead, as we are 16 laps in of 101 here. Austin Smith 3 wide in the middle. Sean Merriman forced it down low, and they are 3 wide. Gordon Spain goes out almost into that outside wall, as he's able to gather that truck back in, and looks like he is still going to hang on there, as they are 3 wide still. Looks like that diamond formation that spells trouble here in the Truck Series, as Austin Smith slides up in front of Gordon Spain and gets out of it in a hurry. Like Gordon Spain had a little bit of wiggle as he closed in the gap of Austin Smith, but now Spain's down on the inside, Smith's on the high side. Kroll still leading. Trevor Woodward had a little wiggle there in the back end of that number 6 Chevy. It's like Joshua Neal fading back a little ways as well. Slides in behind the number 5 of Michael Brooks. Brandon Puffenbarger just to the inside of Truth Hoke. Puffenbarger's up 9 spots now as he's working his way through the field here. Going to try and pull off some magic, go from the back to the front, and get a victory here for that number 5 Toyota. Joshua Neal almost 3 wide as well. Braxton Barrett on the high side. Puffenbarger was behind him, elected to stay behind and not push it 3 wide in a hurry here. Puffenbarger slides up second lane out. Braxton Barrett almost into that outside wall as he was trying to follow Truth Hoke through. They're still battling up front. As now Gordon Spain has Trevor Woodward on his door to door as they head down the front stretch. Sean Merriman, Kinsley Smith, Brandon Sanfilippo as they roll through 20 laps here in the Truck Series. Championship night under the lights in Las Vegas. You can see these guys kind of battling back and forth, going towards the front, fading back just a little ways. You see Gordon Spain getting passed by Sean Merriman. And it looks like Trevor Woodward is making a hard push here in the middle of this run to try and get up towards the front. Currently sitting in P3 as he slides down behind Austin Smith. Austin Smith goes down to the inside trying to get behind Corey Kroll there. Trevor Woodward thought Smith was coming up a little higher than he did. Turned a little bit, lost a little bit of speed as he took a little evasive action as they were coming through turns 1 and 2 here. So here they go. Austin Smith going to try down on the inside. Cutting the corner a lot lower than Corey Kroll did. But Austin will slide up in front of Trevor Woodward. And now they go side by side.
Up back.
All right, so here we go. Working through lap 24, Corey Kroll still leading Austin Smith in second. Trevor Woodward in third. Sean Merriman, Kinsley Smith, Gordon Spain, Brandon Sanfilippo. All these guys are working hard here. Brandon Puffenbarger has that number 5 Toyota up 11 spots now, looking for more as he goes to the inside of Braxton Barrett. Going to try and get a 2-for-1 special here. See if he can get by Braxton and Philip Archibald and get up inside the top 10.
Yeah, I like these guys are kind of fanned out 3 wide, so, you know, look at that move that these guys are making. It's going to be anybody's race.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be anybody's race as we've seen pit stops start, and we have a wreck coming here as Puffenbarger is involved.
Caution number 1 of the night, so therefore, you know, calamity.
Oh. We'll rewind it a little bit here. And we're going to go to Brandon. Brandon Sanfilippo. Take a look here as he starts to slide up the corner. Gets into Philip Archibald just a little bit there. Oh, that's Truth Oak. Never mind. Gets loose and then still loses it some more and hits Braxton Barrett. Braxton Barrett gets hit in the rear by Philip Archibald, and that sends Brandon Puffenbarger around. John Schoenbachler gets into Sanfilippo and gets sent down the track as well. So that's going to be what brings out the caution. All of that hard racing happening as we are just now 28 laps into this race and see everybody come in and make pit stops. What I was getting ready to say before that caution broke out was we had pit stops starting. We had Joshua Neal come in on lap 23, Jeremy Carter on lap 24. And then we've got Philip Archibald, Ricky Rowland, John Schoenbachler all coming in and pitting when pit lane was closed. But they'll take that and start at the tail end of the field here.
Yeah, so you starting tail end of the field, so better get the gas and go and change tires and do the old pit stop.
We'll see how this all shakes out here. Like Jeremy Carter should get the wave around.
But does he?
Well, I thought it was going to be a pretty quick one here, but maybe it's not. Let's see.
I mean, who knows, right? It's anybody's game right now.
Hey, Corey, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Well, not too bad. Well, that was some fun racing up there towards the front for these first 25 or so laps. How's the truck feeling out there?
I'm just testing something out here with my steering ratio, and it seems to be working. I figured my tires would have fell off way sooner, and it actually compared to what they were running. So I don't know. I might be continuing to do something like this.
Well, whatever you did, apparently it worked for qualifying, got you up front, and you're hanging on out here. Looked like you and Austin were trying to put on a show there before that last caution came out.
Yeah, I've been wide open this entire time, so it's like another super speedway, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way in these trucks. But all right, well, I'll let you go and get you stacked back up and ready to go again.
All right, thank you.
That was Corey Kroll up on the pole and starting up front once again. This time he has teammate Austin Smith to his outside, so we'll see how this restart goes here.
Got Smith Kroll on the front row as we come down the back straightaway. So you got to wonder, we're 38 laps into this 100 lap affair. We're just a little over 70 laps to go. Got to wonder, what's the fuel strategy going to be like?
Well, from what Corey was saying there, it's full throttle basically the entire time. Tire fall-offs is going to be more important. I'd imagine we're going to see somebody try and make it, say, 36 laps on this next fuel run, 37 laps. If they can do that, that's a one stopper and we'll be good to go. Some of these other guys that pitted a little earlier are going to probably have to make another pit stop as they are ready to go in the Geico restart zone, crawl down and away, see if he's going to be able to let Austin Smith in, and he does, as Trevor Woodward looks like he might have missed his shift there. A little tardy on that restart.
A little tardy indeed, but nonetheless, here comes Corey Kroll on the inside as we got a second line foreman there.
Yeah, the second line didn't really seem to go anywhere. Like, it kind of hung around, but it didn't really make any moves here as Kinsley Smith is getting closer to being all over the back of Sean Merriman, side by side with Braxton Barrett there as well.
We're 3 wide there, Mike, as we came down through the tri-oval. We're still 2 wide. Sean Merriman is trying to make some hay on the outside.
Definitely. We had Frostine Brace in the chat ask what the track temperature was. Well, at the start of the race, it was 66. Now the track temperature is only 68. So these guys have plenty of grip in the track. So nothing to worry about there. Not any slipping and sliding that we saw if this was a daytime race with 120-something degree track temperature. We got
Yeah,
Brandon. We got Brandon Puffenbarger up 11 spots. Just ran the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he's had enough of being in the back there, I'm sure. But nonetheless,
So we've got lots of movement up front here as Austin Smith is taking the lead. Trevor Woodward in second, Gordon Spain third, and Corey Krall up on the high side running P4 right now. And he's got two guys looking to pass him with Truth Hoke and Braxton Barrett side by side.
Braxton Barrett, you know, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with next season.
I can't wait for next season. Honestly, these guys have been running together now for, I believe, 13 races, or somewhere close there. Might be 14 now, but they have gotten better and better, and these races are way competitive. Anybody can win. I don't know that we've had somebody really put forth a dominant effort here. I mean, I know Austin has won a couple. We have a couple other drivers that have won here and there, but it's pretty much been anybody's race.
Woodward looking to make an outside run on Austin Smith there.
And Trevor Woodward making his way up here. Gordon
that's
Spain.
an option.
Gordon Spain too.
Man, I think we're gonna have a surpriser. I think we're gonna have a surprise winner tonight. Here comes Woodward to the outside.
Now Woodward got that massive run coming out of two, jumped up to that high line, trying to make it, to carry that momentum up through the straightaway, and just can't do it. We've seen it happen time and time again. They get momentum from that inside lane, they go to move to the outside, and then all of a sudden it's like the air just comes onto the hood of that truck and they have nowhere to go. Corey Krall back there running side by side with Truth Hoke.
The three wide. No. I told you it's gonna be fun tonight.
Oh, it's always fun when these guys get on track. Trevor Woodward goes around off the nose of Truth Hoke.
Keeps it straight. Look out, look out, look out. Oh, man. We stay green.
Truth Hoke and Trevor Woodward. We're staying green. Okay, let's see here. All right, we got to look at this.
I mean, Trevor Woodward just had a check her pants moment.
Truth Hoke. That looks like massive net code.
That's massive net code, and you know, Trevor Woodward's got some massive net code in his boxer shorts right now after that one.
Let's see. Let's look at this driving here. Keeps it going, just nice and calm, relaxed, and away he goes.
It would have been even cooler if he would have just like kept it straight and then picked up positions.
I mean, if anybody else knows anything about a 360 while trying to drive, it's probably that 5 truck in Brandon Puffenbarger. I heard he did a 360 when he went to pit lane.
He did. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you got Gordon Spain up there in second position. He's running behind Austin Smith right now, looking for that P1. He's trying to finish one spot better, but nonetheless, you got Corey Krall there on the outside. He's running P3 right now. Here comes Merriman. He's trying to make a move.
Merriman goes to the high side. Braxton Barrett, you saw, he was trying to keep Puffenbarger back behind him a little ways. Merriman was trying to make a move. Puffenbarger goes to the outside now of Braxton.
Here comes Gordon Spain on the outside. Can he get around Braxton Barrett in the number 28 truck? I think he can.
These guys are all over the track. You just see how many different lines they're running as Kroll goes up even higher, maybe trying to save a little more tires than he did on his last run. Either that or everybody's being way more aggressive as he's lost quite a bit of time, really, as far as track position goes. You see Puffenbarger trying to get a little more speed in that number 5 ride as he's up to P4 now. Looking for more. It looks like every time he goes to make a move, though, Braxton Barrett sits there and blocks. He goes to the high side, gets behind Spain. Spain and Barrett side by side.
Yeah, so you got Spain's still working that outside lane. He is working furiously to get to the lead there.
And they are trying to get it back as much as he can, side by side. You know, I've called quite a few races at Vegas, and I don't recall so many of them where they stayed side by side for so long. Braxton Barrett and Gordon Spain leaning on each other as they make the way through 3 and 4 there.
Yeah, they are 3 wide right now, Mike. 3 wide. And man, this is incredible. This is why these guys are racing the way they do.
Now Corey Kroll able to work his way down to the low side now. Got that inside run side by side with Puffenbarger. We'll see if Corey's going to try and make a move here, as he looked like he was trying to save tires for a little bit in that run, but he is moving back towards the front after he got down into that inside lane.
Yeah, inside, outside right there. You know, Braxton Barrett getting a little bit of the draft from, you know, Gordon Spain. But look at the power move that Austin Smith had just put on.
Braxton Barrett to the front here.
Here comes Braxton Barrett, and he's going to bring Gordon Spain with him.
And Gordon Spain trying to get some help from maybe some of his other teammates here, but Puffenbarger and Braxton Barrett up front Motorsports is putting in some work as well. Midwest Motorsports on the inside. Gordon Spain from the OG Racing camp there. Pretty much up by himself is Gordon Spain right now.
Yeah, here comes Gordon Spain on the outside. It seems like that. Austin Smith is, you know, just riding that inside, and I don't think this is a track where he likes to sit where he normally saves gas at. I think he's going to be all out, you know, all in.
Speaking of all in, you can kind of see as Gordon Spain rolls up and gets side by side with Austin Smith. You saw a glimpse there of the Mama Puff pink breast cancer awareness banner there.
Yeah, and that's a great cause that they raced for on Sunday during their fully 500. So a lot of the guys had pink cars in honor of Mama Puffenbarger.
It was kind of like a last-minute deal, and it's amazing how fast everybody in this community here came together and threw that on. Everybody's like, yeah, I'll paint my car, and away they went, and turned out to be a great show, great time. And if you guys are interested in doing another full-length race, they're planning one for Talladega weekend as well.
I think I might have to get in on that one.
Well, hopefully I'll be up here in the booth doing what I do.
Hopefully, I'll be in the racetrack doing what I do.
Okay, Austin Smith just came down pit lane.
Hopefully that full length out digger race, I'll be down. I'll be on the racetrack doing what I do, wheeling that SRM Toyota to victory.
So
Anyway.
I'm wondering kind of what happened there.
The Austin Smith.
Yeah, if Austin had a scheduled pit stop, looks like Ben Johnson's coming in now too. Joshua Neal came in on lap 49, so maybe it's a scheduled deal here, but looked like everybody was able to go about 27, 28 laps last time.
That's plausible.
So I would have thought they would have been closer to the 60 lap mark, but I guess we'll see what happens here as they work their way through this race here. It looks like Corey Kroll backed off quite a bit as he is now falling almost 2 seconds off of Braxton Barrett, who is the race leader.
Yeah, Braxton Barrett right there. And he's leading Gordon Spain. So therefore, that being said, what a show.
Here comes the other half of the field. Braxton Barrett, Brandon Puffmark, Kinsley Smith, Dennis Kane all in. Gordon Spain takes over the lead. He's going to get that number 3 some air time here on the front row.
Guy.
Ooh, a little rough there getting in. So now now I got to say the truck I'm kind of watching are these guys up front right now. You got Corey Kroll, you got Andrew Teft, Brandon Sanfilippo,
And that's who I'm watching too.
See who else is left coming to pit lane. So we got Troy Thomas now takes over the lead. Alex Teft in second. Corey Kroll in third. Looks like Andrew Teft is going to come in this time by.
I mean,
I'm gonna say everybody's probably coming in now.
yeah,
Whoa,
I think
Alex Teft drifting her into pit lane.
you got to do that sometimes.
Kind of like Josh Berry on Sunday. Spun her around, pitted backwards in his box, and got fuel and headed back out.
I mean, sometimes you just got to do that like a G. I mean, sometimes you got it like that, you know?
Truth Hope coming in, looks like.
But nonetheless,
I don't know what I'm trying to figure out what happened to Truth.
maybe he had a Josh Berry moment. I don't know.
Well, Sean Merriman is going to have the lead momentarily as Truth heads down pit lane now, it looks like. I don't know if he missed his pit box or what. Austin Smith and Braxton Barrett side by side for second. Brandon Puffenbarger in fourth. Definitely have to see what strategy is the right strategy. Is we have 40 laps left here from Las Vegas.
40 laps from Las Vegas. Man, oh man, oh man. Sean Merriman is right now the assumed race leader here as we are on lap number 62 of 101. And we only had like, what, one caution here on championship night?
Now, these guys are putting in work. Austin Smith and Kinsley Smith look like they were almost thinking about working together. They do have Braxton Barrett and Brandon Puffenbarger, teammates, are up front and working together on the high line, but you can see Austin Smith cuts the front stretch quite a bit further than almost everybody else at the moment.
Yeah, the other thing too, though, that I want to mention here, Mike, is the fact that, you know, on this track they're going to use up every inch of this racetrack. There is no rule against going to the apron.
Yeah, definitely not. As you know, we saw at Daytona, you want to stay above that white line.
Yeah, you definitely do want to stay above the white line. But, you know, so I just, you know, just wonder how, you know, it's amazing how these guys have such, you know, truck control.
Yeah, these guys are putting these trucks through paces, and especially when you're thinking about it's full throttle for 101 laps. Like, the only time they let off is when they head to pit lane almost.
I couldn't go full throttle around here if I wanted to.
No, I think I'd end up in the outside wall.
And that's why you're in the booth.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Mike, so Sunday, you know, we were at 33 viewers, and I'm holding John Sleep to I want to peel back the curtain a little bit and go back to Sunday, if I can afford you some story time here, as we're watching Brandon Poffenbarger and Austin Smith for sure battle it out. Anyways, so we were sitting at 33 viewers on Sunday, and I told John, I said, if we get to 43, he's gonna get a dirt late model, pro late model. We're not gonna torture the poor guy and put him in a super. So we're gonna do a dirt late model. So we gotta find John a dirt late model race that he can get into.
Definitely, as you saw Sean Merriman go up the high line, like he might have lost a little bit of momentum there after getting that 18 machine out front. Now Austin Smith back to the point.
Yeah, Austin Smith back to. Here comes Puffenberger on the outside. Does he have the move? He's got Braxton Barrett right there with him. Kinsley Smith gonna jump up there in that bottom line, and it's about getting all the right pushes there, Mike, as they come through the tri-oval and gives that one to Austin Smith.
Yeah, we're in Vegas. Somebody's gonna gamble somewhere, and it's gonna be the right move. As we're getting close to the. If you pit now, you can make it to the end. But how far do you want to push it before you hit that pit lane?
Who's gonna put it all on black? Who's gonna take their odds to the roulette table or the blackjack table and put it all on black? Will it be Austin Smith? Will it be Brandon Poffenbarger? Or will we see a surprise winner? As we see Austin Smith.
Ooh, Austin Smith sliding up the track a little bit. As
a little bit of side draft action.
As Puffenbarger goes in almost into that outside wall, loses a little bit of momentum, but I know these guys know each other and race each other all the time. But I bet even then that was a little too close for comfort for Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon had a oh wow moment there.
Well, these
Here
guys
comes Kinsley Smith. He's looking to capitalize.
See if we can see what's going on a little deeper in the field, maybe. As we have a huge pack here. Troy Thomas, Brandon Sanfilippo, John Shanebackler, Andrew Teft, Dennis Kane, Ben Johnson, all these guys all over each other back here in the back. Drifting in and out, 3 wide. We got battles all over the track.
Hoffenberger back to the lead. As the timing just tripped and said that he was back to the lead. But here comes Austin Smith. He's going to come back and try to cross him over to the inside. Will he get the pass? Just doesn't have enough to clear him. But he's going to have help from Gordon Spain as they're looking to go 3 wide coming out of the trioval.
Yeah, almost. It almost looked like Gordon Spain almost gave Smith a bad bump there as they were headed through the trioval.
Here comes Austin Smith on the inside. These guys are door to door. Another little side draft down into turn number 1. Or 3 and 4, rather. You know, I mentioned, Mike, about racetrack awareness, and sometimes my racetrack awareness goes away. As Poffenberger's going to take the lead, he's bringing Braxton Barrett with them.
Yeah, Braxton Barrett with a huge shove to the 5 machine. Pushes him right out front. Austin Smith back to second, side by side with Braxton Barrett. Gordon Spain, Kinsley Smith side by side as well. And you see Sean Merriman basically hanging out behind these guys, hoping one of them makes a mistake and he can pounce and get inside that top 5.
Braxton Barrett trying to extend that lead out, or Poffenberger rather, trying to extend that lead out as Braxton Barrett is hot on Poffenberger's tails.
Up front, as Barrett and Poffenberger go side by side.
Here comes Barrett to make the move on the outside, on the inside, coming down the back straightaway. Does he have enough? And another little side drafting going on. And there's more action right here. These guys are swapping the lead more than 2 boxers swapping jabs. There's more action up here in the front than there is at a Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Poffenberger, Braxton Barrett, teammates side by side for the lead. Barrett looking to get his first win in the Truck Series.
Oh, Barrett's hungry right now as he is going to the outside of Poffenberger. Does he have enough? He's going to try to pull the power move, but he really needs Austin Smith to help him out.
Sean Merriman headed down pit lane.
But the thing is, though, Mike, is do you really want to be racing this hard knowing that you're going to have to make another pit stop? Or do you hope that the caution comes out?
Well, that's what you have to gamble on. I mean, is the caution going to come out and everybody's going to come down pit lane and you're going to be fine? I mean, you have Joshua Neal, Ben Johnson, Jeremy Carter, Sean Merriman all came down pit lane on laps 72 to 74 now. And that's well within their fuel range because they were making 27, 28 laps on a fuel run. So Sean Merriman is going to try and basically short pit all of these drivers because he was up front and he had a fast 18 Toyota until, a few laps into the other driver's fuel run. So maybe he's hoping he can get back out front with his track position. As you see, Austin Smith just shove Poffenberger clear to the front, almost like they were hooked up there. Race control might have had to have him disconnect before they drove away from the field.
Here comes Poffenberger, Braxton Barrett, looking to the inside, looking to the outside. Austin Smith flipping back. Now keep in mind, right now it doesn't matter because Austin Smith will be your champion at the end of this race, barring a DNF. Brandon Poffenberger up 21 spots. Austin Smith, he's up 5 spots.
Back and take a look here at Troy Thomas and the Teff brothers. These guys are starting to single file out, and I think they're making a little bit of ground now on the field as Poffenberger, Austin Smith come in. Turns the lead over to Braxton Barrett, Kinsley Smith, and Gordon Spain. Corey Kroll is leading this second group here, about 3.5 seconds back. but everybody's going to have to make another pit stop.
Oh yeah, it's inevitable. They're gonna have to come down and make another pit stop. Give the advantage though.
These guys all pitted on lap 59, so if they make their 30 laps, they'll be closer to that 89 lap mark. So we'll see how that's going to play out. I don't know that staying out is going to be the right call for these guys, but they have to do something different. Otherwise, the leaders are just going to run away with the race.
Cross line. Ray says go Kinsley, as he is Kinsley Smith at the point right now. Corey Krell there in second. Andrew or Alex Tuff right there battling Krell pretty hard for that P2 spot right now. As we got drivers in pit road. Philip Archibald is on his way out. Ricky Rowland is on his doing his services right now. I hate to say it, Mike. I think I'm gambling though. I think I maybe got enough to make it to the end. It's gonna be real close.
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be rough. I think if they would have stretched if they wouldn't have had that first caution, I think we would have saw a little bit more of a fuel strategy play. But once that came out, it kind of reset everybody's thinking, and they're trying to figure out what to do now. As these guys last pitted on lap 59, everybody else came in now except for the top 8. It looks like.
So look at it this way, right? Put it into timing and scoring. You're right. Everybody came in at 59. Some guys came in at 75. A couple drivers came in at lap 80. But for the most part, the consensus say that it's been lap 58, 59, 79, 80, 83. Joey Thomas came in. Don Schoenbachler's on pit road right now. You know, Truth Hoke, he's down by at least 2 laps. He came in at lap 61. You know, Corey Corral, he's one of the lap 59 people. Lap 60, we'll call it. Lap 60 in, and now Smith, Sam Flippo, and Michael Brooks are all 3 in right now.
Yeah, definitely in. When we saw Truth Hoke go and slow down the backstretch, he ran out of fuel, so that was why he was slow on the bottom there.
Trevor Woodward, we could touch on him just for a moment there. He had that massive netcode incident there with Truth Hoke in the beginning of the race, but he has bounced all the way back to fourth position while the pit stops are cycling. And you know, you mentioned netcode, and I mentioned that he had massive netcode in his pants after taking that spin.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when these guys elect to come to pit lane, because right now Brandon Puffenbarger is the first truck that has pitted, and he's running P5 right now, and he is 33 seconds behind Corey Kroll, and pit lane time is 45 to 46 depending on how much fuel you have to take. You can dial that fuel down where you're only taking enough to make it to the end, make it these last 14-15 laps. You might be able to cut that time down a little bit more, but with how many laps they've been out, they're probably going to want 4 tires anyway, so we'll have to see what happens here.
I think you at least take 2 or no tires and just put the gas in it. I mean, that's what I would have to think as a strategy. But here comes Alex Tuff looking on the inside of Corey Corral. He cannot quite complete that pass. And then he's still staying out with 13 to go.
Corey's still rolling. Corey and Alex Teft both rolling here. They have a little over a lap lead on the rest of the field at the moment. I'm assuming they're going to come in this time by.
I don't think so.
Otherwise, they're going to run out of fuel.
You know, we said that they're going to run, and we've said time and time again, they're going to run the ball, but then they pass the ball. Here they come. You were right. Corey Cross comes down pit road. Alex Tuff, Andrew Tuff, Trevor Woodward He's in pit road right now. That'll give the lead back over to Brendan Poffenbarger here with about 12 to go.
Yeah, let's take a look here as this pit stop is happening here.
I think if anything, it's gonna be at least gas only.
Let's see if he jacks up the right side or not. Right side tires. Right sides and gas and go. So, but Puffenbarger takes the lead. Corey Kroll's going to come out right now sitting 6th. We'll see if he's going to lose a few more spots, which he probably will, as everybody on track is up to speed. 12 laps to go here. Brandon Puffenbarger, Austin Smith, Kinsley Smith, Braxton Barrett, all up front.
Dozen to go. They're coming down to get 11 to go. Puffenbarger trying to win here tonight. And, you know, you got Kinsley Smith there. Braxton Barrett, he's looking to get his first win of the night or the year. And, you know, these guys are trying to win the battle right now, as the top 4 is starting to pull away pretty handedly.
Definitely are.
Poffenbarger's starting to wheeling that horse to you know, tend to go here. As Corey Kroll, he's, you know, back all the way back to 7th or 8th position rather. Joshua Neal there, NP7 in that 82 truck though. He's giving chase. They're trying to get around a Gordon Spain there. That's for P6 right now. Joshua Neal having a good run tonight. He's up 10 spots.
These guys are bouncing all over the place in the back here, trying to pass each other. Corey Kroll got right side tires, filled it with enough fuel to make it to the end. 9 laps to go. We'll see if he's going to be able to make up 7.5 seconds. I don't think that's going to be possible, but you never know here in the Racers Elite Truck Series.
We could catch a caution though.
Well, we could catch lots of things. You're in Vegas.
Tomorrow night on the Racers Elite Xfinity Series, you catch myself and Dave Regal as we bring you championship night for that series from Chicagoland. And Dave or Mike, I believe that you are filling in for Mr. John Leach Thursday night as we go back to Chicagoland Thursday night for the Next Gen Cup Series Championship.
Yep, I do believe I will be broadcasting that race. We got tons of action going on as racing is heating up here on the iRacing service. After the NASCAR series kicks off, we always see a influx of leagues getting ready to go. Follow that schedule. We got Sunday night NASCAR that kicked off last night. They're also going to be broadcasting probably right now. You can see their Xfinity series or their truck series going. Their Xfinity series was last night.
Yeah, did not fare so well on that one. That's my Spectrum internet took a massive netcode dump too, which rendered me in last place. Nonetheless, so
6 laps to go here, but we got tons of action. So always stay tuned. Always more to watch here on Sim Racing Media here on YouTube.
to go, coming to 5 full antes in the air. Barney's got 5 fingers up. Let these guys know that there's 5 laps to go. And Austin would love to win the battle and the war all in the same night. But here comes Kinsley Smith to the inside of Austin Smith. Cross line brace. We're trying to channel Kinsley Smith to the win there in the YouTube chat. As Kinsley Smith to the inside. Does he get the 2-for-1 special coming to 4 to go?
I had a lap truck in front of him trying to figure out which way the lap truck's going to go. He started down on the bottom line. Now he's clear up high as Brandon Puffenbarger turns down to the inside. See if he's going to be able to get past this 22 machine. As Austin Smith might try and take it 3 wide in the middle with the lapper on the high side. Kinsley Smith down low. This is going to be a tight battle here with 3 laps to go as they come to the start-finish line one more time here in the Racers Elite Truck Series.
Ready to go. Poffenbarger. These guys are almost three wide. Does Braxton Barrett finally break through tonight? Poffenbarger, a non-chase driver. So is Barrett. Austin Smith looking to the inside. Here comes Kinsley Smith trying to get a 2-for-1 special as we go to popsicle sticks in the air here from Las Vegas.
You just see this battle shaping up here between Austin Smith and Brandon Puffenbarger as they're nose to tail here. Austin Smith wants the win, doesn't have to win, but might as well win if you're going to win. Save some time on some interviews here as the white flag is in the air. Brandon Puffenbarger, Kinsley Smith, Braxton Barrett all working through to see who's going to bring home the W here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, Poffenbarger, non-chase driver, trying to get a win. Austin Smith will be your 2023 series champion as Austin Smith going to make a last-ditch effort on the inside of Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger going to bring the outside power move. Poffenbarger will win the battle, but Austin Smith will win the war as we go checkered flag here in the Racers Elite Truck Series. Austin Smith brings it home P2. Kinsley Smith brings it home P3. And that is your podium tonight. Well, we're still going to save some time on the interviews there.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, you know.
Definitely.
But I tell you what, though, Mike, that was wow. That was everything that we were gonna get there. But nonetheless, we will get these guys going on their interviews because I'm fairly certain that Austin Smith has a lot of celebrating to do. Meanwhile, we will find these guys.
If
Well, I know. I'm gonna break
who
the
are you looking for?
Oh, I'm getting Kinsley Smith up here right now.
Okay.
Kinsley Smith, this is Alan and Mike up in SRM. But how you going? Kinsley Smith, this is Alan and Mike in the booth. How you doing?
How's it going?
Good, man. Brought it home P3 tonight. That was a whale of a race. You know, a good season. Take us through that last lap. You know, that last couple laps as you were battling pretty hard there with, you know, Poffenbarger and Austin Smith.
It's starting to get real tight out of the corners, so just had to make sure if I was on that bottom line, try not to come up into those guys. Didn't want to ruin their race or my own. So, eventually, once I was able to get by Braxton Barrett, I just chose to jump up in that high side. So, I only took 2 tires on that last stop, so my tires were horrible. So coming out of the corners, getting real tight. Make sure just laid off if I needed to. Just try not to ruin anybody's race, really.
All right. Well, you know, so now you got the new season coming up. Are you looking forward to the new season here in the Truck Series?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be a real fun one. Got a real good group of guys with us, and should be able to have a good run next season in these trucks.
All right. Is there anybody that you would like to help? That you like to think to help get you here?
Of course, my wife and my daughter for being here and encouraging me and rooting for me. My team, Driving Extreme Inc., working really well together and looking for 2 more drivers for the truck series next season. So hopefully I can get them. And of course, you guys for putting on the show and Andrew for putting on the league for us.
All right. Well, we'll get down. We'll let you go and celebrate with your team on a job well done, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Now we're gonna get Brandon or Austin Smith in here.
Yeah, go Brandon first.
Okay, Brandon. Where is he at? I can never find him. You might find him before me.
Hey, Brandon,
There we
Mike, and Alan up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Oh, not too bad.
Well, you were able to bring home a win here, but racing hard on track. You guys were all over the place, passing each other. How was it out there in Las Vegas?
Not too bad. I was just trying to make my way through the field since I started in the back. But after that first caution I got involved in, I was just trying to get back up there as quickly as possible so I could stay on the same strategy as like Austin, Corey, and those guys, just so I wouldn't get too far behind. But racing was great tonight. It was super clean, super hard, like always.
Definitely. So you weren't able to be a part of the chase here, but you, I believe you have a chance tomorrow night? So Thursday. I knew you were in one of them. Thursday night. So what are you looking forward to Thursday night?
Just clean and hard racing with Corey. It's between us two. We swung positions in point standing, so I'm up 14 now. But just looking for a hard, clean fought race between me and him. Me and the Midwest guys have been racing hard and clean ever since we all started racing together, so it'll be pretty good. But I'm just looking forward to this season being over and starting a new one next week.
Definitely, man. Well, anybody want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
You guys for putting on the broadcast, Andrew for putting on the league, Airborne Graphics, but that's about it.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats again.
Thank you.
All right.
Now we get the man of the hour.
Yeah, get Austin up here in the booth.
I got him. Austin, it's Mike and Alan up here in the booth. How are you doing, buddy?
Couldn't be better. How are you guys?
Couldn't win the battle, but you definitely won the war.
Yeah, for sure. I told Puff I wasn't leaving his bumper. It seemed like we were a little faster when we were drafting there, so I was just trying to push him as hard as I could, and I didn't really need the win there, so just wanted to try to keep it clean at the end. But yeah, heck of a race.
For sure. So, you're the champ now. Now you're getting ready to start up a new season. Are you ready for it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Super stoked. Always ready to get a fresh start and see if we can go three-peat it for sure.
Okay, one thing real quick, and then I'll let Mike take it over from here. You got to get John in the truck series too. I know he's going to do next gen, but you got to get John in the truck series.
Yeah, right now our roster's full on Midwest for the truck series, so unless something opens up, for sure we can get somebody in there.
Well, heck of a run tonight, Austin. You didn't have to win. You kind of were playing around. It looked like there with Puffenbarger racing hard side by side, giving each other pushes as you were working through the field. How does it feel to win the championship in the truck series and hopefully have a shot tomorrow night to win the Xfinity one?
Yeah, honestly, it feels great. I really like these trucks. They always drive really nicely. They must fit my style pretty well. So, pretty cool to kind of go back-to-back seasons with it. That was my main goal coming in here, is just see if we can go back-to-back, and got that job accomplished. So the only plaque I don't have next to me on the wall is an Xfinity champ. So we'll be fighting Ronnie really hard, tomorrow night, and see what happens. He's always tough. He's always good on those tracks. So gonna go put in a little practice after we're done here tonight.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats once again. Anybody else you want to thank for your championship, your season? Any other thank yous you want?
Yeah, I definitely need to shout out to my family. Always supporting me, watching, cheering me on. Need to thank my team for everything throughout the season. I mean, they were helping me out. We were all helping each other out through the whole season, just giving each other information. It's always helpful. So shout out to those guys. And SRM, you guys put on a great show. And then, of course, we wouldn't be here without Andrew and without him putting on this league. So always have to give him the biggest thank you for sure.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats once again on your back-to-back championships, and good luck tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. Well, that is a wrap here from Las Vegas. We'll do a quick rundown of the race. Brandon Puffmarger brought home the win. Austin Smith, Kinsley Smith, the top three. Kinsley actually was able to be P2 overall in the championship, so congrats to him on that as well. Braxton Barrett in fourth, Sean Merriman fifth, Gordon Spain, Alex Teft, Andrew Teft, Joshua Neal, Corey Kroll. Round out that top 10, Brandon Sanfilippo, Troy Thomas, John Shane Backler, Michael Brooks, Dennis Kane, Philip Archibald, Ben Johnson, Trevor Woodward. We go on back to the last four here. Michael Smith, Jeremy Carter, Ricky Rowland, and Truth Hoke. Well, anything you want to say before we get out of here tonight, Alan?
What a season this was, man. I'm so glad I got to call this season with you. I'm ready for next season as well. As I'm fairly certain that me and yourself and myself will be back on the call for this series again. So that being said, it is a great season. Once again, congrats to Austin Smith, back-to-back champion. And I'm excited for Thursday night's next season as our very own Jonathan Leach is going to get out there and mix it up with these guys.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see how he fares racing with these guys that have been putting on a show for us for the last couple seasons. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. But next week is a new season, so these guys will all start fresh, and they'll hit the road running here in the Racers Elite Truck Series. Once again, congrats to Austin Smith for being the two-time Truck Series champion. But as my good friend once said, as you walk down the road of life, don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.